back to SA Sports Show. Barry, I really do enjoy this game, the NRL game.
I love the NRL.
I absolutely love
the NRL.
Some of those grand finals of recent years have just been nail biters.
Not physical enough for me.
Not a big enough presence here in South Australia for my liking, Barry. Not at all. But we're going to chat to Justin Dooley, the state manager of NRLSA, and also Tayler, you're a representative for South Australia in the Women's League, which is fantastic. Slowly making your way into the market here in Adelaide.
We are, Greg. We've had a couple of lean years, but we're on the rebuild. We're trying to get as much participation as we can with our kids from the sixes up. As part of that, we're trying to just get access to grounds and facilities, which is hard in this city and this state because sport is so widely played. AFL, obviously, and soccer and cricket and so forth. So there's a drain on resources, and that's terrific because we want to see kids playing sports, but we just want to have our own little niche as well to give kids an opportunity to play our great game, which we think is the greatest game of all. And we don't want to take over from AFL. That's not the goal, but certainly make a pathway for kids to play here. And we'd love to eventually one day see someone represent Adelaide in the NRL. That'd be the ultimate thing to see. Make you so proud to see that. So.
When you say rebuild, I go back to the Rams, all the fanfare of the Rams, and when you say rebuild, what happened? Where did it fall back? I
think rebuild's probably used a few times over the last 2 decades. I know the Rams came here 20 odd years ago when Super League occurred. I don't think the Rams came here because the game here sort of warranted that. It was just News Limited wanted a team to stick somewhere so they could put another game on telly. But in saying that, the league was better here than what it is now, so it was more widely played. Since then, there's been some ups and downs. The last 2 years, and I'm learning about the history all the time. I've only been in Adelaide for 3 months, but the last couple of years has been some turmoil, I guess, and hence why I think there's been a change in the administration down here with my job and so forth. So, but it's been a difficult couple of years and a difficult two decades, and we've got lots of teams that have come and gone. We're trying to build stability. And with that, you need a home ground that stays the same, so everyone knows, well, there's our home ground. We need to know, well, okay, the Roosters are here forever, and they're not going to be the Panthers next year, and then the Cougars the year after. So we want to build those type of stability, and then you grow. If you keep moving around and change your names, it's hard to get momentum. And you can't get a following when you change your names, and even as a player, you don't have you guys have been sportsmen. You want to have that brand and that name you fall in love with and want to play with for a decade.
That's a big key. It's a very big key.
And not go through different names. You know what I mean? So.
And Tayler, you're enjoying it, of course, and representing South Australia, which is fantastic. How are we doing?
So this year we're fortunate enough to get the first ever women's comp actually started. Just 9-a-side. 3 teams in it, which has been really great. So we can hopefully grow at that state level. But it's been great. We're getting girls from different codes coming across to rugby league, and like Justin said, not trying to compete with AFL or Union. Just going to work alongside them, and hopefully that will obviously give the girls a lot of pathways because there is so many. The women's game is the highest growing game in rugby league. So there's so many pathways, Gillaroos now,
Because you spend, Barry, you spend quite a bit of time in other states, playing rugby league and union. Hard game to pick up though for girls who...
I reckon the girls actually kind of hit out a bit harder than the boys, you know
what I mean? I like to hear that, that's good, good work.
Played up in Darwin for 5 years and seen a few girls go through the state programs, get picked up for the Gillaroos and the Brisbane Broncos, so we've got so much talent down here that I just think that it's such a pathway for us girls to really grow.
That's brilliant. Let's go back, Justin, to you. Right at the very minute, where are our teams? How many teams have we got? Where
we've got five clubs, I guess. We've got the Adelaide Hills, sort of based around Murray Bridge and Mount Barker. They're just juniors, okay? Then we've got the Central Roosters at Elizabeth. We've got the Eels, which are, not sure they're suburb.
Northern, kind of northeast.
We've got the Western Warriors, which are based out of Hanson at Kilkenny, sort of around there,
that
Port
one,
Adelaide sort of area. And we've got a Southern Storm team at the moment. That's a bit of a challenge for us. We've got kids down there at the moment, but we haven't got a home ground for them. So that's one of our big focuses, because it's a very big council down there. It's growing. A lot of Eastern Staters are moving there, so there goes a lot of rugby league people. So we do need a big presence down there. At the moment, we haven't quite got the facilities we need, but we're working on it. So
there's got to be a lot of expats. There's got to be a lot of guys from New South Wales and from rugby towns and whatever that live here now that you'd be looking for to get on board somewhere.
Certainly, we
help
certainly
out,
are. Anyone that has lived Eastern States and would like to get involved in the league, for sure, we'd love to see you. The community is mostly made up, or the rugby league community is mostly made up of people that have moved here. And that's the other thing I want to try and change, is that we want Adelaide people to play rugby league as well. You know what I mean? And get them young and start them young, and we've got a big presence in schools. We see over 30,000 kids in our school programs every year. So there's a lot of interest there. We just need to get them into clubs at some stage.
Because when you look at New South Wales and obviously also Queensland, it is the the highest growing sport, both at the junior level and of course women as well. So you've obviously got a very good formula. You just got to bring it to Adelaide and get out there and start recruiting and tell everyone about the great game. I mean, one thing that probably make it a little bit easier is a couple of those last grand finals of the NRL. They were outstanding.
Classic,
last year was
classic.
Roosters and the Storm. My old team, the Roosters, they were fantastic.
Classic
Best game they played all year. The exciting thing for Adelaide is that the grand final replay is on here this year, June 28 at Adelaide Oval.
Oh wow, that's
right,
good.
okay.
So
The
Roosters have played the last 3 years, so this is their third year, so it'll be fantastic. And look, you're right about the blueprint, Greg. It's pretty simple. We're just going to move it here. Need some intent from the NRL, and they're certainly showing that by bringing games here. We've got State of Origin here next year as well. That's our biggest game of rugby league is State of Origin. It'll be here next year.
It's massive, isn't it? I mean, I love State of Origin in AFL, and I remember the first time they brought it to Melbourne. I was over playing for Essendon at the time, and we were lucky enough to be guests of the NRL, and the whole club went there and watched this first, State of Origin that they were holding it in Melbourne. Was crazy. It was fantastic, and that's one thing I feel a bit sad about the AFL system not having that State of Origin, because it is a classic.
It is.
So quick one for Tayler here. Where do I go? If I'm keen, I'm a young girl, and I want to have a crack at this, I want to go and clash with a few of you.
So you can either contact myself or through the NRLSA. They've got all our contact details. We are lucky enough to have a few different clubs, Western Warriors, Southern Storm and Roosters at the moment, so there's a few different suburbs. And, you just contact the NRLSA and,
So you have a website, obviously.
Yeah, we've got a website, and we can get you on board. And
kick it off.
Fantastic, have a run at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a crack.
Tayler, thanks so much for coming, and also Justin as well. All the
Good luck with it,
best
mate.
with it.
Good luck with it.
It's really exciting, and welcome to South Australia.
Thank you.
I've got to say that Justin's as well as no slouch as a sportsman himself. He played plenty of A-grade for Western Sydney and Sydney
did.
Roosters, so he
I
kept that
actually-
quiet,
I actually
and also
read
played
that.
for London Broncos. So we're talking we're
I did read up on that. I did see
very
that,
much
yeah,
a
I
class
knew he
player
was a player.
alongside of us.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for coming in,
on you
guys.
guys.
We'll see you after the break.